Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing an end month flip for my Louis Vuitton medium ring or MM agenda. This is my hourly slash note-taking agenda. So for the most part, this is honestly just, I feel like my main hourly planner. And so I've made a few changes within the system, as y'all have seen, since I received my Mulberry agenda back from the warranty claim. And with that, I also this month switched up what's in my GM. So I had two hourlies, if y'all recall, if you've been keeping up with the updates. I had one in my GM and then the one that's currently in my medium ring. And then I decided to just go down to one. I was pretty much experimenting to see which one I would prefer. And I decided to stick with the one in my medium ring as my main, just because I liked it. And then it gave this planner more of a purpose because this is now more of my schedule, and I really like that part. So I'll have, of course, end month flips for my A6 and my A5, and then I'm going to do a planner system video talking about all of the changes made together, how they all work together, of course, since again, reincorporating my A6 kind of just made a few adjustments within my planner system. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a flip. So like I said, not much I feel like has changed, just the process. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's go ahead and start with the front tab. So this has the cover that comes with the vertical hourlies from PAPETERIE. And in this, I have my month on, technically it's 2-page, but it's front and back, but it's a month on 1 page. So you have your January monthly view, or your monthly view, and then on the back you have an overview. And I purchased these specifically because I wanted to be able to pair them with the weeklies if I wanted to, so to essentially create this. So at one point I had these, like the monthlies all by themselves, and then I was like, well, I kind of want to reincorporate them or incorporate them with the weeks. And so that's what I currently have in this setup. So right now I just need to go back and update these so I can reference them, but I don't have anything really to include for January through like March. I believe I got these around March. And as y'all know, or if you're new, this is FC compact size in the personal ring agenda. So this is not personal inserts. FC compact are the same length, but they are wider. And so when you close the agenda, it goes to the edge, but it doesn't overflow at the edge. So I've been loving the FC compact size. Personally, is perfect for me. And I think that's another reason too. I really like the hourly view in this size, and so I think that's another reason too why I decided to make this my main hourly slash schedule planner. Here is the previous month, and so this is what I was talking about with the monthly views. So right now what I plan to do with these monthlies is keep the monthlies only, and I did that in multiple planners so that way I can always reference them. Right, so I'll have all my monthlies in here, and that way I can go in, instantly write things down, take notes, whatever I need to do. And then when it's the current month, right now I have these Infinite Lotus bookmarks in here for my this month and my this week, so I can quickly flip to it. And then I just have this page flag here for a bit that I just haven't removed. But with the monthlies, I can just come in, quickly get to my month, see high level what's going on, a note section on the back, and then this is the part where I mentioned you can pair them with your weekly insert. So this is the part of the weekly insert, not the monthly, and it goes straight into your dated weeks. And what I really like is that they work so well together, and then you have like all this note section for your month. And so this is the part where I wanted to have this option with these inserts, and one thing that I really like about them. And so I can also move anything that I have here that I want to reference, right? Because at the end of May, because this is going out the last week of May, I will remove these weekly inserts, and then I'll only have my May in here, and anything that I want from here to reference in future months, I'll put probably on the back of this, or highlight anything else going on this day. So that's how these monthlies are kind of in line with this. I wouldn't say these are my main monthlies. These are more for like reference, and then just to go with the weeks. My main monthlies are currently in my A6 actually. So let's go ahead and flip through the May pages. So the focus of this month was finishing chapter 5, which I really need to, I'm almost done. I have 2 more sections to edit, and then I can submit it to my chair for review. But I finalized 4 and 5 this month, and I'm really excited. I've also been experimenting with how I want to use the hourlies. So I was just using pen only at first just to try them out, and then just putting anything high level in the schedule. And then this is also the part where I was using 2 different hourlies. So I went from just not putting in work sorry, not putting in work information and just putting in meeting. And I think now I might actually, and then in my other hourly I was putting in like exactly what that meeting was titled, if I wanted to, and I think I might do that now. This job gives me less anxiety than my last one, so I don't mind seeing it, at least for now, but we'll also see. But I think I would prefer to reference like what actual meetings I'm going in, since this stays open on my desk and I just have it like literally right here. This is like the edge of my desk, and that way I can always come over and see what's going on. This is the week where I started to incorporate page flags to block out the times of just like when I'm working. So like this day I had meetings, I did a training, I had some errands. So I didn't put the block. Just because there's not a block doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not working or not doing anything. It's just for me, I didn't highlight anything, but I still kind of wanted to highlight like that I was working so it wasn't blank, and I actually kind of really like it. So I started doing that, I think, for the next few weeks, and I think I'm going to continue to do that in the next section. This was the past week that I'm recording, so inside of here you can see I started doing the same thing. Highlighted meetings, days where like I had something personal like the vet appointment, didn't put anything there. I didn't put anything on this day, although I worked, and I think it's because I was going to run errands or something, I can't remember. But yeah, I have just these dots for any meetings, anything appointment wise, anything time sensitive. What I've really been loving is using the bottom section, so these PMs, to mark what's going on with sports. So as you all know, if you've been following me for a bit, love sports, and this is the part where I like putting it in here. So yes, during like, I think I mentioned before, like we always have sports on in the background. We might be watching the full game, like for example, playoffs, like we're for sure watching, right? But like certain games, like baseball, we're not like, we have to watch this, right? Because it's also every single day, middle of the day. And so it's just kind of nice to reference like, this is what's going on. So with baseball, I have like the series start. So, just whenever they start playing, and then I know, and then I can look up the times or just put it on. And then same thing with F1. There's typically the same routine where it's practice, third practice qualifying, and then the Grand Prix. And so I just put in like if there's F1 that week, kind of on the edge. And then that way that kind of saves time up here. So if I want to mark like we're doing this, we're doing that, it doesn't take up that slot. For example, like with yoga, if I do want to go, because I haven't gone yet, I've been meaning to, and I might actually go this week, but that would be at the same time as the game, right? Or like right before it. And so I wouldn't be able to put that in there. So I kind of like having this down here to do that. And then if we do like specifically watch the game, you might see me put it in here, but otherwise like I just like having it more as like a reference of like what's going on. And then here is this current week that I'm filming. So again, I have my little Infinite Lotus bookmark that I just cut to the side so I can easily like move it in and out without opening the rings. And then this bottom to do section, I should note, is kind of just like my errands. So my A6 will have my to-do lists, and then this is just errands that I need to get done for the week. So that way, again, it's a reference to things that kind of need to get incorporated in my schedule. So I really like having designated lists. I'm a list-oriented person, task-oriented person through and through, and this system kind of works for me. So down here, I'll know, okay, so this is everything that I probably need to go physically do, and then I can look to see, okay, when can I do it based off of what is in this planner. And that's how I like using this. So it's somewhat different than my other lists where it's just, this is what I'm doing this day. I might not put everything in here, right? Like laundry unless it's like backed up, or it's more like high priority things I need to go out and do, things I really need to incorporate in my schedules, because that way, you know, that's why it's in here for my hourly, to incorporate it in my schedule. And then I know, okay, so I need to do a Target return, and then I can look at my calendar and see, okay, so I'm free like after work this day, or I can do it this day after the gym, right? Different things like that. So this is essentially things that just need to be done. And then that is the full month. And so like I said, this will come out at the end of the month, and then I'll put in June if I haven't already. Yeah, I think I decided to keep 2 active months. So I have June in here, and then I'll put in July for the next month, which is crazy that I'll be having July in here. And then I'll have to set up like my monthly. Like for now, I just put in high level things of what's going on. Like this is payday, this is the week that I took off, and this is Nephe's graduation, but I need to actually fill it out. I have like a vet appointment and stuff that I need to add. But again, this isn't my main monthly. It's just really to reference and to have a quick overview of like, okay, what day was that vet appointment again? And then I can kind of come in here and like look and see if I've already like put it in here, or if I have the time set up. Anything that really goes to the schedule, that's ultimately what the monthly is for as well. So that is this entire section, and then I have the rest of the monthly inserts in here just in case I want to come in and pre-write out what's going on. I have birthdays and stuff highlighted, of course, just anything again that I really need a reference. I want to have all of it available. So all the monthlies are in here, and then 2 current months. And then from there, honestly, it's more like a notebook. So I got these reading logs from my Paper Co as well. And so this is my like official like TBR / what I'm reading. And so I switched it up slightly, and I think I've shared this on Instagram. I don't know if I've shared it on YouTube. So I have like all the books that I've been reading. Instead of started and finished, I don't need to track that. I personally don't care when I start and finish a book. A lot of times I finish a book within a day. And so like it's kind of irrelevant, but I do want to know like what I'm reading for the month, especially since I typically share like what I read for the month. And so like for started, I put the month. So this was January, and so I've like, this is when January started. So everything that I've read in January is kind of listed here. And then if under finished, this is what I have in my collection / my library / physical copies. So if I own it, then I have a little dot next to it, and then I have the rating. Some of these are rereads, some of these I like read for the first time and bought, or I might have like bought the physical book, different things like that. And then that system is throughout all of the pages. So here's February. If I'm reading a series, so typically if I get into a series, I'll read the entire series, and that's typically why I wait sometimes, so I ensure like I have times, because I'm not a good cliffhanger person. I want to read, I want to know what's going to happen. I'm not good with surprises. And so this is one series, for example, 2 were out and the 3rd one came out, or it's coming out. It already came out, but I haven't read it yet. And so I put the next one in the series, and then I put the date that it's coming out, so that way I know. And then when I do read it, I can come back and rate it. But that way I can keep series together. So it might not necessarily be, you know, in the month that I read it, which is fine for me. But I do like having the series together as well. So that's like one of the only changes. And this too helps me with like a reference, so I can remember. Okay, so, because you know, a lot of times since I read a lot, it could be like I might not remember the actual series itself, or I might need a refresher, so maybe I'll go back and reread the other books, or I'll go back and see. It also helps me with like, okay, so I know like I really like the series, like I gave it 5 stars, so I'm probably really going to want to like read that next one, which I am. Like that's the next book I'm actually going to read. But yeah, different things like that. And then yeah, so I just go in. So we have March here, right? March, or are we in April? No, April. Here's May. And then again, we have some books that are coming out listed, all the books that I own, ratings, yeah. And then this is just my reading log, which again, just really like having this in here. So that is my reading. And then we have the projects list / note section. So this is anything that I need to do around the house, and whether or not it's a priority. I really like this list because it's kind of nice to just put in like, if there's a start date, when I ended it, when it's actually done. I start a lot of things and kind of just like trail off, and so I might even forget that I was doing it, or it might help me track with like, okay, it took me this long to do it for next time. Just to reference, I might want to like block some time out for this. So that's what this project list page is. I have a blank one, and then I have some notes just for school. So I was experimenting with all the different project planner inserts that I have, because as y'all probably know, I have a lot, and I wanted to just have, like, when I was working on my dissertation, grab whatever planner I needed. So I wanted to see if I could use this for my dissertation, and I liked it. I just don't know if I want to continue to use this for school. I think I decided on using my A6, so I might need to take these out. But since I was using it during the month of May, I decided just to like keep this in here for now to show y'all, but I really do think I'm gonna take these out and just use my A6 because I have a project section in there, and that's initially what I was using. This was kind of in that temporary realm when my A6 was gone, because I didn't have it for like a little over a month, and I didn't use the backup like planner that I had as frequently, and so I just put this in here because I was using this planner pretty much every single day, and I still am because I have my schedule in here. And then after that, I just have note inserts that I got from Hobby Lobby. So we have that. I have a page lifter back here. This is the personal size. And then I also have a personal size pocket. This is from Cloth and Paper. And what I really like is that the dot stickers and all the other stickers, like hourly stickers from Cloth and Paper that are all this size, fit perfectly in this. And so I've just been keeping them in here because I just love that it fits so well. And when I close the planner, it also stays in here really well. So we have those. And then I have this little memento holder. This comes with all your Cloth and Paper purchases with your freebies and then your receipt. And I just keep my icons and stuff in here. So again, that way they're all together and then it's not kind of like flying out. And then I have like larger ones that don't fit back here as well. So I have a lot of accessories in here, and that's just so, again, like I can easily come in and grab this planner if I need to. But again, for the most part, since it is just my schedule with like my reading logs and just note inserts, essentially like I don't really take this one. I've been taking my A6 since it came back. So yeah, that is this planner. And then other than that, I think that is gonna be it for this video. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to let me know. And thank you guys so much for watching.